into Nibin. So first thing we do is make sure the weapon, just do proper function check on the weapon, make sure it'll work and everything. Helps if they don't put 1,000 pistols in first. Weapons clear. Everyone agree? Weapons clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's one part. Ooh. We need a magazine. Let's see if it works. Okay. Seems to be working fine. Some of them just require to have a magazine in there in order to work. And this is an old piece of junk too. So for every test fire that we do, we put we put 2 rounds in there, and fire both of them around the same time, or fire one, wait about 5 seconds or so, fire the second one. And the reason why we do 2 is to make sure that they look similar when we put them in the Nibin over here. So when they get entered into Nibin, they essentially, we can say, hey, from this, these shell casings were entered from this gun, from this serial number, and I can say that I vouch for this one, it's been entered and so on and so forth, it came from this gun. So if these shell casings were found at any other type of scene, a drive-by shooting, a homicide, or someone shoots a gun in the air, officers find shell casings, we can say, hey, these match each other, so it'll give the detective leads to be able to investigate further.
What does Nibin stand for?
The National Integrated Ballistic Information Network.
Cool.
Pretty sure I got that right. All right, if you guys want, go ahead and grab some ear pro over there before I shoot this thing.
Thank you.
Anyone else back here but you? All right, test fire, test fire, test fire.
You need some, John? I can just put
Yeah, I'll probably need it. So I can't plug my ears and shoot at the same time. I don't know what that's sealed. Everyone ready? Okay. Weapons safe, all clear. Yeah, so these older guns, the magazine didn't want to sit there properly, so that's why I just had some misfires there. But now we can see the back of them here. You have these 2 little marks, and this is where the firing pin hit the back of the primer to fire the weapon. And this is what Nibin will be looking at, these 2 little guys here to input them.
One more time.
And I got a nice little bit of black splash on me. I put a little bit too much water in there, so. Because basically all the bullets do in this point. So you fire the weapon into here, and the bullet hits the back of the cage back of the trap right here, and then ricochets kind of back into the water trap down here. So, and all the water down here keeps all the lead trapped at the bottom of it, so it doesn't come up and travel down like so. But here's some examples of the bullets afterwards.
Oh, wow. So y'all don't do anything with that part of the bullet?
No, we don't do anything with that part of the bullet because a lot of the times, and a lot of people think with television and everything, that you use the actual bullets from a scene or something like that. In my career, I've probably seen about maybe 4 or 5 bullets ever that have been in perfect condition to be able to do some type of comparison with that. But most of the time, they look like just how I pulled them out of that, mangled, all broken up and everything. So there's no type of comparison with it. That's why we want shell casings. The firing pin hitting the back of the primer and ejecting out leaves a semi-type, like very much like a fingerprint on the back of it type thing.
Okay.
So, because when you forge metal, every layer of metal is going to be different, even though they are manufacturing the same steel. All it takes is that 0.0001 millimeter of a difference between it to give a different impression on the back of the firing pin. So that's why this is so important type thing, that we need to test fire and put as many guns as possible into the system. Not just for, and it's not like a gun register or anything like that, but we could say these shell casings came from this gun, so we can then associate them with crimes if they're used in the future. Like we had one case a few years ago, guy was shot at his home. He returned fire, to defend himself. We took it, his weapon was taken, it was test fired, he was given it back to him. A few months later, his gun then showed up in a shooting that happened over in one of the neighborhoods we had, and we're like, well, why is your gun now found over there? And he had to attest to that. So.
Gotcha. Cool.